What is going on, everybody? My name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and what if I was an Elite Four member? If you've been following this series so far, you know that this is episode 9 of the What If I Was a Gym Leader series. We have officially completed the 8 gym battles, and now we are moving on to the Elite Four. If you missed those videos, the links to all of them and the entire playlist are down in the description below. Go check them out if you haven't already. We did things like a sound type team, a history theme team, a science team, and a couple others. Be sure to leave a like, and if you enjoyed, please do subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. We are closing in on 300 subscribers. It's been a long time coming, and I'd love to hit it in the next week or so. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that watches this video, and with that being said, let's get into the Elite Four. Today we move on to the first of 5 videos covering the Pokemon League. So I think it only makes sense to start by describing the setting for the gym challenge. One of my favorite elements of Pokemon Sword and Shield was how Pokemon battling was turned into a spectator sport. We've already covered a sports-themed gym back in gym number 4, but today we're going bigger. The Pokemon League, very similarly to Pokemon Sword and Shield, is a major broadcasting event. Whenever a new trainer starts to rise through the ranks, they get a lot of buzz, and when they're finally ready to take on the league, everyone's on alert. Once the trainers qualify, they can register for a title run. You have to defeat the top 4 trainers in the world, going from 4 to 1, as we do in most Pokemon games, and then you challenge the undisputed champion of the Pokemon world. It's kind of similar to professional fighting in terms of how the rankings work. However, in my Pokemon world, I've taken it a step further. If I were to have created a Pokemon game, every time you were to challenge the Elite Four, you would see a slightly different grouping. Maybe they're in a different order, maybe there's a new member altogether, because it is a sliding scale of who is the best trainer. Re-emerging ourselves into the Pokemon world here, the trainers are free to battle each other and take each other on. So if the number 4 trainer wanted to challenge the number 2 trainer, they could do that and their rankings would update accordingly. If the number 4 trainer was to drop a couple of matches in a row, they might fall out of the Elite Four down to like 5 or 6 in the world, in which case they wouldn't necessarily be Elite Four members anymore. However, for our sake, when a challenge is initiated, the ratings are locked. Whoever the top 5, including the champion, are at that point in time are considered to be the Elite Four. So at a different point in time, you might face different trainers. Now, does that mean there will be more episodes of this series once we finish the Elite Four? Maybe if I get a really good idea for one, but we're gonna stick with this for now. So that means today you are taking on the current number 4 trainer in the Pokemon world. And like I said last week, it's gonna get legendary. In the HardCap Pokemon Competition League, once you get to the Elite Four challenge, you are also limited to the set mode of play. The switch mode is what we might be more accustomed to in Pokemon, at least for non-competitive battlers. The switch mode is the one that lets you know, hey, a new Pokemon is coming in, would you like to change accordingly? Whereas in set mode, it doesn't tell you, it just puts out the next one. If you've ever watched like a Draft League or VGC, this is what they play on. Meaning the strategy for you becomes a little more complicated. And this format will continue throughout the rest of the series. So the day of your battle has come, and you look to see who your first opponent is, and locked in at number 4 is a trainer called Atlas. It's actually just me, but I wanted to give him a name. Atlas recently rose through the ranks, but was actually relatively unknown until he challenged the league. He very quietly collected all of his gym badges and then challenged the Elite Four. He beat the number 4 trainer at the time and then lost to number 3. They're claiming the number 4 spot. His team actually shocked the Pokemon world with how strange it is, because only 4 of his 6 Pokemon are considered good by the Pokemon Trainer Statistics organization run by the HardCap Pokemon Competition League. That should kind of tell you what you're getting yourself into. You arrive at the league arena having heard stories about its size. For comparison, think about like the World Cup Stadium, or if you're familiar with college football, Michigan's Big House, a gigantic stadium that fits tens of thousands of people eager to watch the top Pokemon trainers battle. The place is packed to the brim, as it is every time there's a new challenger, because everyone wants to say that they saw the new champion battle. You enter onto the field and see that Atlas is waiting for you on the other side of the field, and the crowd starts to cheer as you enter. This is your moment. 5 more victories in Pokemon battling, and the crown of top champion is yours. Do you think you have what it takes? You can hear the announcer talking, but you can't really make out the words that he's saying. Your blood is just pounding in your ears, drowning out all the noise, but you're snapped back to attention when the crowd goes absolutely nuts. You didn't even hear the announcer introduce you. You look up, noticing that Atlas is now talking to you.
Hey, Pipsqueak. I worked hard to get here. Years of training these weak Pokemon to perform to my expectations. The Pokemon and the trainers on this planet are pathetically weak, if I'm being completely honest. You see, I only use Pokemon that have braved the cosmos to get here. Only they are worthy of being my Pokemon. Hopefully you aren't as pathetic as the rest.
And with that, the battle starts, and my first Pokemon is Minior. Minior is a unique Pokemon in that it has the ability Shields Down. Shields Down is an ability exclusive to Minior that states that if Minior has more than half its HP, it is in Shield Up mode, which has higher defenses than its attacks. However, when Minior drops below half its attack stats and its defense stats switch, putting it into an all-out attack mode. When it's in Meteor form, which is when its shields are up, Minior cannot be inflicted with status conditions. Now, Minior is not good. I'll just say, it's not good. Its speed is pretty poor until its shield is broken when it goes from 60 to 120, so its speed does double. However, by that point, you're already below half health, and now your defenses are crippled, and now you're trying to go for attacks. So by the time Minior reaches its core form, which is the one that you really want to have out on the field anyways, it's too weak to really do anything. Minior has the moves Stone Edge, Earthquake, Acrobatics, and Shell Smash, and Minior really has to use Shell Smash, and then use a White Herb, which it's holding, to get back up to normal defense in order for it to have any form of functionality. Let's be honest, Minior just kind of stinks, and you could probably beat it before it could do anything.
Worthless piece of trash. Let's get this over with.
My second Pokemon is Behem. This little green man Pokemon is terrible. What is this guy on? He's a top 5 trainer in the world? You might be thinking. Behem actually has some moderate bulk and a pretty solid special attack stat, but it's completely held back by its base speed of 40. Typically, if you're gonna see Behem, you can expect it to go for a Trick Room, but it's not especially good at it, especially because Sigilyph, Swoobat, Reuniclus, Gothorita, and Masharna, all of which are psychic types that came out in the same generation as Behem, also get Trick Room, and they at least have some redeeming qualities to them. Ultimately, Behem is just not a great Pokemon. It's holding the Colbur Berry, which allows it to reduce the power of one Dark-type move, and it has the ability Analytic, which boosts the power of moves by 1.3 times if it goes second, so it actually does have the minimum amount of speed. It has the Quiet nature and the moves Psychic, Signal Beam, Recover, and Nasty Plot, so maybe I can get up some Nasty Plots and recover off some damage that I take while doing so, and then chip away at you, but I'm not really going to hold my breath.
Pathetic. So all Pokemon are the same. Utter garbage. Fine. Prepare yourself, weakling. The real fight starts now.
My third Pokemon is Clefable. Clefable is known in the Pokemon metagame for being a big beefy monster that's typically hanging around OU or UU. On my channel, it's known for being the absolute disgusting monster against Cynthia in our Brilliant Diamond type lock that we did on the channel. However, this is a very different Clefable. This Clefable has all the bulk imaginable with the moves Moonblast, Calm Mind, Wish, and Baton Pass. You might be able to see where I'm going with this in that Clefable is going to Calm Mind a couple of times, recover itself back up to full, and then go for a Baton Pass to get the heck out of there. Now, who is the Pokemon receiving these Calm Minds that I have now set up for it? Well, that would be the Ultra Beast Naganadel, specifically a shiny Naganadel that I soft reset for. Naganadel is known for having some absolutely insane stats. Coupled with the ability Beast Boost, every time I take down one of your Pokemon, my special attack is going to go up an additional stage. By using the moves Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, and Nasty Plot to boost my special attack back up after a Draco Meteor, you can't really deny the power output that Naganadel puts forward. But even if you do take down Naganadel, Clefable is still alive because remember I recovered and Baton passed back out. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to take a Moonblast from a Clefable. But Clefable will fall alongside the other 3 Pokemon that I have used so far, bringing out my 5th Pokemon, Slither. The past Paradox form of Volcarona is holding the booster energy to activate its ability Protosynthesis, which further boosts my attack. The bug fighting type knows the moves Leech Life, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake, making it's just here to mess you up. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if you go read the October issue of the Occulture magazine, it states that although it shares some traits with Volcarona, there have been no fossils found of Slitherwood. So where did it come from? Outer space, of course. Now, while that might not be actually the case, I think it looks pretty alien-esque. And it's a Paradox form. We don't really know where the Paradox forms came from. My personal opinion is that it's from this ultimate weapon from Pokemon X. We can go into that later though. Of course, you are the strongest trainer in the building right now, so you take it down pretty quickly, leaving me with only 1 Pokemon remaining.
What? No, it's impossible! I mean, to think that I can be pushed to my limits by such a pathetic weakling. No matter. Cure! Stand by for battle!
I yell as I throw out my last Pokeball, and out comes my final Pokemon, Kyurem White. The fusion of Reshiram and Kyurem roars as the crowd goes insane. Now, for clarification purposes, Kyurem is actually not from space. Just wanted to get that out there. The story that Kyurem comes from outer space is a myth from Lacanosa Town, and Professor Juniper says it probably came from the ancient people who were living in the area that thought that Kyurem's stone form, which broke off from the original dragon, was a meteorite. So in reality, this guy's a fraud who doesn't know what alien Pokemon are. Either way, you now gotta deal with a Kyurem White, which is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Kyurem White is holding the moves Draco Meteor, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Fusion Flare, has the Assault Vest to make it a little bit more bulky, and the Timid Nature to make it faster. It's also just paired with its natural special attack of 170 that has been EV trained to the moon. I mean, come on guys, we all know what Kyurem White can do. It's been terrorizing the Pokemon meta for 13 years. Explosion after explosion, command after command, the battle rages on. And it can never be clear who the winner is until the smoke clears and only 1 Pokemon is left standing, and it's not Kyurem. Meaning you are the winner. The announcer starts going over the announcements for those leaving the arena, and the chatter of people drowns out Atlas's screams of frustration.
No. No! No! This is not how it was supposed to go! This is all wrong! I'm the strongest! I'm the best trainer here! Your pathetic Earth Pokemon are weak! It was all just a fluke!
Eventually, there's no one left in the arena except for the cleaning staff, you, and Atlas, crying on the floor.
I'm ruined. Everything that I've fought for, it's gone.
You tell Atlas that his journey isn't over yet and he has many battles to fight, and you look forward to the next time you get to face him.
I guess you're right. You better win it all, jerk. I guess it'll be fine if I'm the guy who loses to the next champion. Well, see ya.
And Atlas walks away. And there we have it. That is my first team for the Elite Four. Do you think you could beat it? Let me know what your team would be down below. Check out the whole playlist right here, and check out my Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Soul Lake Nuzlocke right here. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you did enjoy. My name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.